You walk into a store in 2025, looking to replace that old dusty TV in the corner. Maybe the volume button finally gave up. Maybe the picture is starting to look like it's underwater. Either way, you walk in expecting to find a simple answer. You just want a good, clear screen you don't have to scream at to change channels. Instead, you walk into what feels like an alien spaceship full of glowing rectangles, all shouting things like Quantum Turbo-Tuned Reality Colorizer 9 or Neo AI XR Matrix Engine Pro Plus. Yeah, what even is that? You sneak a look at the guy behind the counter, hoping he'll make it easy for you. But he's already halfway through a speech about perceptual luminance mapping. If you're over 60, trying to buy a TV now probably feels like trying to pick a phone plan. Confusing, expensive, and full of small print. And hey, I get it. Most seniors just want a TV that turns on, lets them hear the dang dialogue clearly, doesn't crash every time it updates, and maybe even lets them watch Jeopardy without buffering every 5 minutes. Is that too much to ask? So I thought it was time to do something nobody else is really doing. Today, I'm breaking down the top TV brands of 2025 from worst to best, but especially through the lens of what makes sense for seniors. Easy remotes, clear sound, actually useful features, and whether it's something you'll regret in 5 months or still love in 5 years. And some of the entries on this list might hurt a little, especially if you already own that brand. Let's get into it. Starting at the bottom, number 10, On. Oof. Yeah, we're starting at the bargain bin. Now, if that name doesn't sound familiar, here's why it's Walmart's house brand, just like Great Value, but for electronics. Sounds unassuming, right? But here's the thing. Walk through the aisles, and you'll see these bright, clean-looking boxes marked with big numbers and promises. 4K UHD Smart TV, HDMI ports. Don't fall for it. Behind the box and beneath the screen, these TVs are built with absolute basement tier parts. Picture quality dull. Software glitchy. Build quality feels like it might blow over if the fan turns on. And this hurts seniors the most. Because you know what's not fun when you're retired and just want to watch your shows in peace? Constant reboots, audio that cuts out, remote delays, or worse, confusing settings buried under 14 menus. It's cheap, but it's worse in the long run. You don't need the fanciest set ever made. But this brand will make your living room feel like a tech torture chamber. Booing. If your budget is tight, I get it. Just don't grab an UN and call it a day, you deserve better. Number 9, Element. Okay. Laughs. Now, this one almost reminds me of the TVs you win at a gas station raffle. You know what I mean? Big box, big promises, and then wham. It's like watching a VHS tape stretched across a laptop screen. Element is another low-tier brand that somehow still shows up in big box stores, but it's mostly illusions. They slap smart TV on the box and cross their fingers no one asks what it's actually running. Spoiler alert, it's usually a slow skating version of Roku or Android TV slapped onto outdated hardware. You turn it on, wait some more, and then finally you're staring at blurry icons and laggy controls. And this especially affects older viewers, because let's face it, patience wears thinner when you're just trying to get to the prices right before your coffee gets cold. So, here's the deal. Element TVs aren't the worst if you're just looking for background noise. But if you want a clear picture, crisp sound, and smooth performance, this ain't it. Baby's first TV in a dorm room? Sure. Your main living room display for retired life? Pass. Number 8, Insignia. Ah yes. Insignia, the brand that just won't quit. For those who don't know, it's Best Buy's in-house brand, and they've had their ups and downs. Think of Insignia as the cousin who peaked in high school and now shows up to family dinners still wearing the Letterman jacket. Used to be okay, especially back in the early smart TV days. But 2025 they're stuck. Why? Well, the build cheap. The sound tiny, apps slow to update. Remote don't even get me started. It's the kind that disappears into the couch cushions and then magically reboots the TV when you find it again. But here's the twist. Some Insignia sets run Fire TV. So if you're someone who loves Alexa and Prime Video, it can sort of work, sort of. That said, there are far better options with the same software and way better hardware. Don't let the logo fool you. Just because it's on an end cap at Best Buy doesn't mean it's good. Number 7. Philips US version. This one makes me sad because the Philips name used to really mean something. Ask anyone in Europe. Philips TVs, there are still premium, gorgeous colors, great hardware. Their Ambulite feature even glows around your wall to match the screen. It's cool, but in the US, oof, that glory is gone. Why? Because US Philips TVs are made by a completely different company, Funai, and they took the name and ran straight to the budget bin. Imagine buying a name brand steak and biting into a microwave burrito. It's that level of betrayal. US Philips sets often look fine in the box, but performance-wise, you get sluggish operating systems, fuzzy visuals, and software updates that feel like a coin toss. I had one friend who said his Philips TV rebooted itself in the middle of Wheel of Fortune. Absolute crime. So here's the takeaway for older viewers. Unless you're shopping in Amsterdam, skip Philips in 2025. It's not what it used to be. Number 6, Vizio. Oh boy, time for some nostalgia pain. Because once upon a time, Vizio was the smart TV for smart people. You didn't have to break the bank. You'd grab a Vizio, enjoy decent pictures, solid audio, and feel like you got a secret deal. Fast forward to 2025, that magic's pretty much gone. Vio today is, well, kind of lost. Caught between trying to be affordable and trying to act fancy, but not really nailing either. Their SmartCast interface still buggy, still half-baked. The picture quality, middling. Some good contrast, sure, but nothing that makes you feel something. Even the physical remote feels like something pulled out of a Happy Meal. Don't get me wrong, they're not terrible, but the competition has blown right past them. Hisense and TCL are offering better specs at similar prices, and LG's price drops are stealing Vizio's lunch money. So, who is Vizio for now? Honestly, no one in particular. And that's the issue. If you're buying a new set and hoping Vizio still brings that old underdog heart, you'll be disappointed. It's like rewatching favorite sitcom on cable and realizing maybe it doesn't hold up after all. So, there you go. We're halfway up the ranks. 5 brands reviewed, 5 more to go. And trust me, the next half gets a lot more interesting. Some of these brands are going way beyond just pictures and specs. They're changing how seniors interact with their TVs entirely. Voice control done right, simpler menus, easy remotes with actual buttons you can feel. Imagine that. Number 5, Sony. Ah, Sony. The name practically smells like nostalgia. If you're over 60, you probably remember that heavy, glorious brick of a Sony Trinitron you had in the 80s. That thing was a tank. It survived toddlers, storms, remote tosses, and probably at least one furniture move where someone accidentally dropped it, but pretended it was fine. Yeah, we all had one. So, is Sony still that durable, reliable pick in 2025? Yes and no. Let's start with the good stuff. Sony's high-end TVs, they still slap-like, actually deliver modern picture perfection. Their processing engine, these days called Cognitive XR, knows how to bring out bright whites, deep blacks, and skin tones that don't make old sitcom actors look like radioactive ghosts. The motion clarity, beautiful. The sound quality, Some sets even skip the soundbar entirely and vibrate the screen itself to deliver audio. It's wild. But Sony's not the easiest brand to love anymore, especially for seniors. Why? Because of Sony's interface kind of clunky. Their remotes, while premium feeling, sometimes bury options behind too many menus and updates. Oof, hope you're good at waiting. And then there's the price tag. We're not going to name numbers here, but let's just say unless you just sold your old RV, you might feel that swipe in your savings account. Sony is like that rock band from the 70s that still fills arenas. They sound amazing. They look great for their age. But the tickets cost enough to make your wallet sweat. So it's a solid pick for people who love cinema level viewing and are comfortable navigating a more complex interface, but not the easiest or most budget-friendly option for seniors who just want plug and play. Now, number 4, TCL. Oh yes, this name might surprise a lot of people. TCL in 2015, cheap. TCL in 2025, dangerous in the best way. They're like the unknown boxer who came from a backyard gym and just landed a knockout punch on a veteran heavyweight. TCL sets are shockingly good now. They've got real technology in them. We're talking mini LED, QD OLED, even 144Hz displays on some high-end models. But the crazy part? While other brands are out here getting flashy with buzzwords, TCL stuff just works. And what does this mean for seniors? Well, a lot actually. Super bright screens equals easier to see in daylight. Great contrast equals makes old black and white movies look crisp again. Easy. Access remotes equals big buttons logical layout. Dubbed Roku TVs equals dead simple interface even my grandma could use. She once said, "It just feels like flipping channels again." That sums it up perfectly. Now yes, not every TCL model is a home run. Their lowest tier sets are still, well, let's say you get what you pay for. Don't buy blind. Stick with their 5 series or above if you want the real experience. But if you're someone who's retired, watching Netflix in the afternoons and news at night, this might be that sweet spot where price actually meets quality. Also, bonus, TCLs are pretty future-proof right now. That means updates won't slow them down a year from now. You're getting a smart TV that stays smart. TCL isn't just the cheap brand that got lucky anymore. They're playing to win, and they're winning. Number 3, Heinz. Oh man, this brand. This is the Rocky Balboa of TVS. Most people still sleep on Heinz, but they shouldn't. Back in the early 2000s, Heinz was that Who brand. You'd see them in weird corners of Target, usually mistagged and sitting under flickering fluorescent lights. You didn't touch them unless you were desperate. But in 2025, Heinz is blowing past big names like secretly leading the pack in value to performance. Their new mini LED DU LED TVs, stunning. You get some of the brightest screens in the business, rich colors, excellent sharpness, and sound systems that'll rattle your teacup if you turn on an action movie. And here's something seniors will absolutely appreciate. Heinz is super user-friendly. Their Google TV layout is clean. Voice control works surprisingly well, and their remotes easy to see, responsive, and blessedly not filled with 20 weird buttons you'll never use. You want louder volume? Boom. Dedicated button. Want closed captions? Right there. It's not buried 3 tabs deep like some others, but there's another. Catch their support can be iffy. It's gotten better, but if something truly breaks, good luck getting a quick fix. That's where brands like LG and Sony still have the lead. Heinz is getting there, but they're still hustling from behind. That said, if you're a sharp-eyed buyer looking for maximum value, Heinz is the TV equivalent of finding a secret back alley diner with the best food in town. Then number 2, Amazon Fire TV Omni series. Yeah, I know. Feels strange seeing Amazon this high on a list about quality TVs, but hang tight because this one's a sneaky good option for a very specific type of viewer. If you love Alexa or already have Amazon Echo speakers around your home, Amazon's Fire TV Omni lineup is a dream. Voice control, effortless. You can literally walk into the room and say, "Alexa, turn on the TV, go to PBS." And boom, it's done. No buttons, no menus, no squinting at the screen through your bifocals. And this really matters for seniors with arthritis, vision issues, or mobility limits. Suddenly, your whole TV setup becomes hands-free. That's not a gimmick. That's accessibility magic. The picture quality here isn't mind-blowing, but it's very respectable. And Fire OS, that's basically Amazon's version of a smart TV system built to stream everything from Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu, Tube, you name it. And Amazon has been sneaky about stuffing good tech in here. They've partnered with TCL and Hisense to slap the Fire OS onto pretty decent panels. But what puts it up this high is that whole ecosystem lock-in. You buy one of these and suddenly your Alexa routines, Echo doorbells, and Prime Video lists are everywhere and feel unified. It's like everything just clicks. So yeah, if you already use Alexa, add this to your shortlist. But if you're not into tech or don't like feeling watched, might not be for you. I've had older relatives say that TV talks too much. So if that gives you the ick, maybe skip this one. Still, it's earned its spot. And now, here we go. Number 1. LG, the OLED king. The ease of use champ. The brand that quietly, and I mean quietly, built one of the best experiences available for seniors and power users alike. LG's OLED lineup in 2025 might just be the closest any living room has gotten to cinema quality. I'm talking colors so rich, you feel like you're in the movie. Contrast so deep, you get emotional watching a nature doc. I saw a leaf fall on our test LG screen and man, I teared up. But the visual glory aside, LG has actually thought about how people use these TVs, especially older users. Their web OS interface, one of the most intuitive in the game. Big icons, fast responses, easy access to live TV, apps, settings, their magic remote. Yeah, it's literally called that. You just point and click like you're using a laser pointer. It even has built-in voice, search, and sound. If you grab one of their higher-end models, you're getting Dolby Atmos sound baked in. Feels like the TV is wrapping sound around your entire room. LG even offers accessible settings right up front. Things like larger icons, higher contrast for readability, no need to go digging into 20 different menus. So whether you're a casual TV watcher, a retired film buff, or someone who just wants something that works well and lasts, LG nailed it. And for all the talk about OLEDs burning in, not a problem anymore. LG figured that part out years ago. So yeah, if I had to recommend one brand to 95% of seniors upgrading their TV in 2025, it would be LG. No mistake. Now that you've got the rankings up top, you might be thinking, okay, great. But what exactly should I avoid when I'm standing in the store looking at 40 glowing boxes? Or maybe it's not even a store, right? These days, most people, especially older folks, are buying TVs online. It shows up in a big cardboard coffin, and you hope it's not cracked, crooked, or cursed. So, let's talk real deal feedback. Not the polished marketing cuts. Not whatever the salesman rehearsed in front of the mirror last night. We're going into the trenches. Real folks, real regrets, real wins. First up on the regret list, Samsung CU 7000 series. Now, hold on, don't freak out. I know Samsung made it to the mid-rankings earlier, and yes, they do make some truly excellent TVs. But this one, it's what I call the deceptive cheap model. Looks slick in the ad, you see that Samsung logo and think, nice, reliable, modern. But when you fire it up in your living room, boom, washed out colors. Volume cranked to 50 and still sounds like it's whispering. And don't even try to use the remote at an angle. You'll be shaking that thing like an Etch-a-Sketch just to get a response. It's a classic bait and switch. Ride their brand reputation, but stuff it with budget tier guts. I've had folks tell me they replaced an older Samsung from 2012 with this model, and it actually felt like a downgrade. So tip number 1 for seniors, if the price feels way too good for the brand name, double check the series number. If it starts with CU or AU and sounds like a random alphabet soup, be careful. Another letdown, Sony X75K. Yep, Sony again. I told you they're still capable of legendary TVs, but this entry-level LED set is not it. You'd think you're getting that classy Sony magic, smooth motion, bold blacks, that proper theater tone, but instead it's kind of mushy, standard brightness, mushy color grading, and the sound honestly has the personality of a sleeping goldfish. What stings is that people go in, see Sony on the box, and assume it means premium no matter what. But remember, even luxury brands have off days and off models. It's kind of like buying a designer suit, but getting the version made in a rush on a Tuesday after lunch. Brake doesn't fit right, doesn't shine. So tip number 2, if you're going Sony, go for something in their X85 and higher range. Below that, too many sacrifices. Now, let's flip it. Which specific models are seniors loving in 2025? Let's start with the TCL 6 Series Mini LED. Shish, this thing is basically the people's champ right now. I've heard retired folks say they watch more TV now than they have in years after upgrading to this one. Why? Because it's bright, colorful, easy to figure out, and packs premium tech at a reasonable price. The remote is a dream. Big, clear buttons, and no weird symbols. Just good old-fashioned volume, input, and channel nav. Plus, the mini LED tech makes everything shine. Literally sunlight blasting through your windows at noon. No problem. You can still see the screen without squinting. The best part? It has Roku built-in, which is pound for pound the most senior-friendly interface in the game right now. Large tiles, familiar icons. Fast boot up. You turn it on, it just does what you want. No staring at loading dots. No dramatic updates every 5 minutes. Don't ask you to sign in with Google just to find the news. It just works. If TVs were sandwiches, this one would be a hot grilled cheese on a cold day. Cozy, crispy, comforting. Next win. Applause. The LGC40 LED. PW. Yeah, we're stepping into luxury land here. You're not just watching TV with this one. You're conducting symphonies in your living room. Every frame looks like art. Every movement has a buttery flow, and the darks whispers absolute void darkness. You know that scene in a movie where everything goes silent and someone's about to make a life or death decision? This TV makes those scenes feel like you're in the room barely breathing with them. But you know what makes this senior friendly? It's not just the picture, it's the interface. LG's web OS labeling is clear. Large icons, beautiful contrast. Text you can actually read across the room if you've got 70-year-old eyes and forgot where your glasses are. Even the closed captions are customizable. Want bold white on black? Easy. Want yellow with an outline? Tap, tap, done. And their accessibility menu isn't hidden like some brands. It's right there in settings. You want a screen reader, contrast boost, color inversion, click it and go. No tech degree required. Now real life feedback. I had a gentleman from Arizona write to me and say, after decades of squinting at cable, this TV made him fall in love with movies again. Crying softly. It made Casablanca look new. If that doesn't tell you something, nothing will. Another honorable mention, Huygens U8N. This model is aggressively good. I think it came out just to scare Samsung. Punchy brightness, outstanding color, 2000 plus dimming zones, which translated from geek speak means more contrast than your old photo album. But the big deal, it has volume. Literal volume. For folks with hearing issues, and that's most of us over 50, let's be real, this thing cranks and stays clear. Dialogue boost features aren't just buried either, they're accessible. You don't have to fiddle with 10 sliders just to hear Steve Harvey clearly on Family Feud. Plus, Huygens has been adding thoughtful software touches. You pause and it doesn't bring up 100 suggestions or ads, it just pauses like TVs used to. Size, simple pleasures, and a quiet surprise in 2025. Amazon Fire TV Omni QLED. Yes, the same one we ranked high for smart ecosystems earlier. But the actual panel quality on the QLED variant, better than you'd expect, and they fixed a lot of weird bugs from earlier Fire models. No more stuttering home screen, no more volume jumps between apps. It's finally smooth, and it plays nice with older viewers who don't want bells and whistles. You can disable recommendations, turn off autoplay, and even create a simplified home screen, all through the Accessibility Lab. Feels designed by someone who knows what it's like to have 72 shows on your list in 3 minutes to find the right one. Now look, I don't believe any TV is perfect. Even the best ones need some tweaking. But these 4 models, TCL 6 Series, LG C4 OLED, Huygens U8N, and Amazon Fire TV QLED, hit that rare sweet spot of high quality and high usability. They're not just great TVS, they're great tools for the way seniors actually watch and enjoy television in 2025 with fewer headaches, fewer remotes, and far more press play and relax energy. So, if I were helping my parents or grandparents buy a set today, I'd say skip the brand flash. Skip the showroom spin, grab one of those 4 and don't look back. Applause. Alright, last thing we've got to tackle before this episode closes. Let's talk about the future and how to make sure whatever TV you pick today is still actually working 3 years from now. Not blinking, not buffering, and definitely not obsolete footsteps because, yep, in 2025, TVs age faster than deli meat in August heat.